channel. My name is Sky. This is Skyview TV, and today's topic is about the coronavirus. The coronavirus is a family of viruses that can range from anything from like a common cold to something more serious like MERS, which is a Middle Eastern respiratory syndrome, which unfortunately killed many people a lot of years ago. But the coronavirus that is causing a pandemic now is known as CORONA2020, which is a strain of coronavirus that has not been in humans or animals thus far. That's why many scientists, researchers, and the world is in such a panic because they cannot figure out the origin of the coronavirus and they cannot figure out what to do about it. So today we are going to talk about some things, some facts that you may have known, may have not known, some issues that are arising within the news about the coronavirus. So first, the coronavirus, COVID-19, who does it affect? It affects people who are between the ages of 30 to 60 years old, more so anyone who is above the age of 60 who also has a pre-existing condition. So if you have a pre-existing condition between the ages of 30 to 60, you are inclined to get the coronavirus. But if you are over the age of 60, you should really be taking extra precautions because it has affected people of that age group way worse than any other age group. Children are 0.02% of the fatalities coming from the coronavirus. Children are not getting the coronavirus as much as older people are, and there has not been a case of a child dying because of coronavirus yet. So that is good news for children, but bad news for old people. The coronavirus has affected the entire world, starting from Wuhan, China, and spreading to America and in the Caribbean, South America. Africa is actually one continent that has the least recorded cases of coronavirus. So there has been many speculation and rumors that Black people, people of African descent, are immune, and that is not a fact. So do not think just because you are Black or have African descent you will not get coronavirus. That is false. China actually has the most cases because it is where it originated at and does have a large concentration of people in a specific area. Overcrowding. So China does have the most cases. Italy is second with the second most cases of coronavirus and deaths. But this is also because Italy has one of the oldest populations in Europe. So most of the people in Italy who are getting this coronavirus are above the ages of 40, 50, 60. So that is all something to take account. Italy actually and China have shut down a lot of the country, especially in red zones and hot zones where there's a large concentration of people who have gotten coronavirus. They've shut those places down and have blocked access in and out so people do not spread the virus. Italy actually recently, yesterday or Sunday, they actually did put out a state of emergency basically to the entire country, stopping the entire country from any type of movement, travel, city to city, anything. They want everyone to stay in their homes and really just travel in case of emergencies. China was like that, but they're starting to open up their schools again because the rate has slowed down the people who are dying because of the coronavirus in China. So America, on the other hand, has not shut down travel at all. They suggest people do not travel, mostly if you are above the age of 60, but there is no state of emergency in the United States as of yet. The United States has barely taken any precaution in its efforts to contain the virus or even allow people to be tested. There are many incidents throughout the nation where people do go to hospitals to get tested for coronavirus and they're sent home because there's not enough testing kits for people. So there are plenty of people walking around with coronavirus who cannot be tested because hospitals do not have the right amount of testing kits. This is because Trump and his administration cut funding to the CDC, which provides testing kits in case of outbreaks such as this one. Over 900 people have been tested for the coronavirus in the United States, according to the Center of Disease Control. However, The Atlantic did do an investigation where they found that actually over 1,800 people have been tested. Many people are saying that Trump and his administration have not been transparent enough about the coronavirus because we don't know anything about it. We don't know how we can get it. So that is an issue. Another issue also is the lack of testing kits, which means that many people cannot get tested for the coronavirus because hospitals do not have enough testing kits. Therefore, there could be plenty of people walking around every day who do have the coronavirus and have never been tested for it. There are also people who have been told to self-quarantine, and they are not doing so. They are going to work and going to parties and still living their lives the same. So it is important for you as an individual to take extra precautions in order to make sure that you do not contract this disease, especially if you are over the age of 60 and or have a pre-existing condition. The pandemic department of the CDC does focus on outbreak prevention, so they would have definitely been on top of the coronavirus outbreak, but because of lack of funding, America is one of the only countries to not have thousands of people tested at a time. Certain cities, large cities like New York and LA, they cannot test over 200 people a day, and those are cities with millions of people living in it, crowded cities. So it's really unsure how many people actually have coronavirus. There have only been 25 deaths, recorded deaths due to the coronavirus, and they have all been for people who are old in age and or have a pre-existing condition. So I do not think many people should be worried if they're young, because it won't really affect you that much, but you should still take precautions and you should still be washing your hands because it's cleanly. And just because younger people are not inclined to get it does not mean that you should not care about the older folks in your life who can potentially get it and potentially die from it. There are many precautions you can take. The symptoms that are evident in the coronavirus are flu-like symptoms. However, if your cough is very intense and dry, there is a chance that that is coronavirus and you should go get tested. Masks. You do not have to wear a mask at all. Masks actually do not prevent you from getting the coronavirus. It can actually increase your chances of getting coronavirus if you touch your face under your mask, put your mask on. Now the virus is trapped in your airways and you're definitely getting corona. So face masks are not helpful and you do not need to wear them. It will not prevent you from getting the corona. There are rumors that you can gargle with bleach or something like that, and that is also false. Do not do that. If you feel that you are coming down with the flu or have symptoms of the flu, cold, then you should self-quarantine yourself for 14 days. After 14 days, if you still are feeling sick or getting worse as the days progress, then you should go and ask for testing for the coronavirus at your nearest hospital. There are many discussions that suggest that the coronavirus is not natural, it's something that was man-made, because there have been insertions of HIV and Ebola-like mutations found in the coronavirus, COVID-19. Researchers in China and India do have published papers that can support the claim of HIV and Ebola-like mutations. This is what makes the coronavirus more dangerous than the flu or one common cold. The coronavirus has impacted the economy tremendously since the outbreak. Many countries, well, all countries really are experiencing economic downfalls because there is a lack of travel, lack of import, exports. People are not going to work, and basically the countries aren't making money. So because of that, the stock market has crashed significantly, down by 1,800 points, which is very, very, very rare. We are on the brink of a recession if we are already not in one. The lack of travel and production due to the coronavirus did also cause oil prices to drop significantly. So oil right now is very cheap, and it is affecting the major oil companies' bottom dollar. So a major oil company did reach out to the Trump administration in order to get an oil bailout, which would basically help them get their money back that they lost because of the coronavirus. This is very dangerous because there have been plenty of incidents where people are forced to pay for their medical bills due to quarantine or testing from the coronavirus. Many political officials and advisors do not suggest Trump provide a bailout to major oil companies because it would look bad to the people, which is very true. Right now, there is a push for Medicare for all, which would basically fund health insurance for any U.S. citizen. And many people always talk about how there's no money for that and America just can't afford it, but we can afford to bail out oil companies. Billions, close to $1 billion for the testing kits. We got millions of dollars for testing kits for the coronavirus out of nowhere, so I don't understand how we can't get funding for Medicare for All, which would stop people from having to pay for situations that they did not put themselves in, like the coronavirus. There is a big push also for the safety of homeless people who will have more of a chance to catch the coronavirus and not get treated for it because of lack of health insurance, which causes the coronavirus to spread. So basically, America has not sent enough information, so people are still traveling. People aren't getting tested because they don't have the proper testing kits and they do not have the money to pay for the testing kits, so they're just not getting tested. This is clearly bad because plenty of people can be walking around with coronavirus and not getting tested because of no money and no testing kits. It's dangerous. So this is why it's very important to get out and vote in 2020, November 2020, because we need a president that's going to handle the situations that arise properly. There's no reason that there's mass hysteria and fear-mongering throughout the United States because people don't know what to do or how severe the situation is. So your next president should be able to get on a press conference and accurately tell you what needs to be done, how severe it is, what they're doing, funding, everything. They should be able to tell you everything. He can't tell you anything. So vote Bernie 2020 because Bernie will make sure that you have Medicare for all, which would in turn give everybody health insurance, which would stop mass spreading of a virus throughout the country because people are scared to have to pay for medical bills. Bernie 2020. Go vote.